Yoga meditation is the art and science of systematically observing, accepting, understanding, and training each of the levels of our being, such that we may coordinate and integrate those aspects of ourselves and dwell in the direct experience of the center of consciousness. The goal of yoga meditation has to do with the realization of the absolute center of our being, that which is eternal and not subject to death, decay, or decomposition. However, the experience of enlightenment comes in stages. To seek permanent realization 24 hours per day, every day, seems to most of us to be something unattainable for us individually. Maybe some elite spiritual people may do this, the mind may think, but not us. A good starting place as a goal is to seek even 1 second of direct experience of the absolute reality at our center of consciousness. That 1 second of direct experience of the absolute is then allowed to expand. At first, it is a matter of finding our way back to that moment of direct experience, which can seem quite elusive once found and lost. Eventually, one comes to dwell in that absolute reality 24 hours per day, every day, permanently. The shorter periods of direct experience of the absolute reality are as qualitatively deep, but now the sage remains in that place and is called a master. Ultimately, this is the goal of yoga meditation. Dwell. Dwell means live there. Most of the time. I don't think we have to be fanatical perfectionists. But the idea is that if the tumblers of the lock are lined up, and the manas, chitta, ahankara, and buddhi are working together, and the senses are not running out of control, merely feeding the desire world that's stored in our chitta, our attractions and aversions. It's not merely that. And there's a coordination that happens. And we increasingly, at one level or another, are aware of this center of consciousness, of this purity, equanimity, calmness, peace of mind. And the idea of the choice of the word dwell in the direct experience of that. If we're dwelling in that, then it doesn't matter that what we're doing outside. It doesn't matter if we're driving down the road. It doesn't matter if we're in Walmart. It doesn't matter if we're on the job. It doesn't matter if we're with family. Whatever we're doing, that awareness is mostly always there. And this is part of the training that was at the beginning of the sentence. If we've been observing and acknowledging, accepting, and we've come to understand, then increasingly we are able to keep ourselves in the awareness of peace of mind. We're becoming a master of ourselves. Yoga meditation is the art and science of systematically observing, accepting, understanding, and training each of the levels of our being, such that we may coordinate and integrate those aspects of ourselves and dwell in the direct experience of the center of consciousness. In the oral tradition of yoga, it is said that you should not believe anything you are told or what is written in books. However, there is a catch. It is also suggested that the student not reject anything either. Just let suggestions or concepts sit there, not following blindly. Seek your own direct experience, not merely belief. The idea is to then check it out for yourself. Run your own experiments to find out whether the principles and practices are valid or not. See if the teachings match your experience. Then believe your own experience. Then it is your own insight, validated by the principles and practices. You own it yourself. Yoga meditation is a systematic path of direct experience. Yoga meditation is the art and science of systematically observing, accepting, understanding, and training each of the levels of our being, such that we may coordinate and integrate those aspects of ourselves and dwell in the direct experience of the center of consciousness. The phrase center of consciousness simply means that core of our being which we each intuit as being our deepest true nature. This may be thought of as soul, spirit, self, or any other name which matches one's personal preference. Two commonly used words are Atman for the true self or Purusha for pure consciousness. Yoga meditation has to do with systematically thinning out the clutter over this center of consciousness so that we may experience the deepest aspect of our being and strive to become free from all pain, misery, and suffering. However one conceptualizes this center of consciousness is okay, though it may be beyond conceptualization. The name that one uses to refer to this center is also not important for one to benefit from the practices. There is plenty of room for all people to practice yoga meditation.